In this video I'm going to talk about the 3 most important things that I value highest when I'm out on the late hiking tour. Right now I'm sitting in my tent in Sarek National Park. The first snow come, you hear the wind, it's actually almost kind of snowstorm here. And then I start thinking, this is the video I'm going to record for you guys. If you're new to this channel, my name is Matti. I'm working as a nature guide and dog sled musher. I bring people out here, and me and my girlfriend Stina, we run a small guide company and making also this kind of content. If you want to see more of this video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that things. Number 1, you really need good clothes. Good clothes. Because the clothes keep you warm, they keep you dry. The clothes should also be able to work even if they are moistery. And if they get wet, they should be able to dry out quickly. I use wool, and then I have wool, and then I have wool. Because wool keeps you warm even if it's a little bit moistery. And then on the top now, right now, I have a kind of thermo jacket, synthetic thermo jacket. This is more resistant to moisture than down jackets, for example. This one is from Lightning Equipment, a super good one. This wool pullover I have, I don't find it. One of these wool things I have is very cheap one, bought on a second-hand shop for €10. So the price is not the important thing, it's a combination and that you know how to use it. When this under layer get moisture from hiking, when I came to the camp, I never use this jacket or this layer for hiking sometimes. And when I come to the camp, I switch position. I take the moisture one, put it on top of the dry one, and then I get the dry layer close to my skin. And then I dry out the moisture one in the camp. So it's also a question about how you use your equipment. And you need a good rain clothes. I have Patagonia rain clothes here, but my rain clothes are what we say in Sweden, singing on the last verse, or I don't know. They are, you need to swap the rain clothes sometimes. My ones now, they are old and they start leaking a little bit in the arms, and so the fabric is not as good as it was once, so I will have to buy new rain clothes for next season. That was about the clothes. The second thing that's super important is how you sleep. The sleeping bag. The sleeping bag must be warm. And if it's written -5 degrees on the sleeping bag, it's not -5. You must look at the comfort temperature, then you have to add wind. You have to add cooling effect from moisture. You had to add cooling effect from moisture, and your body's tired from hiking. So the sleeping bag, if you expect it to be -2 degrees, maybe the sleeping bag should have a comfort -10 or something Celsius. The isomat is not so important as the sleeping bag. Down or synthetic, synthetic is good because the moisture is not so bad for synthetic. Down is good because it's easy to pack it. So that was about the sleeping. The third thing is a good tent. With a good tent, my customer is laughing. With a good tent, you can still have a nice time inside if you have a bad weather. You don't need to be worried for snowstorms. You can cook your food indoors and so on. This tent I use now is Big Agnes Copper Spur. I'm happy I took this one instead of Big Agnes Tiger Wall. But in this moment when we have this wind, I actually should have taken my Hilleberg Solo. Big Agnes Copper Spur is 1.2 kilo, Hilleberg Solo is 2.4 kilo, maybe something like that. I a little bit regret that I didn't took a Hilleberg tent, because a Hilleberg is much more sturdy when you get the wind. Especially now when I get the wind from the side and not from the good direction. Because we put up the tents 2 nights ago before we heard about the wind. So I get the wind straight in the side, and that's the weak side of my tent. So I would probably taken a Hilleberg tent instead of this one. But at least it's a copper spur and they are okay. You have lighter tent than copper spur, and I'm super happy I don't have that one. So it's a lot of things I didn't mention in this video, like cooking gear, water bottles, cooking pots, spoons, yeah, all things you know. But this is the most important things in my opinion. Maybe I missed something because this is a fast recorded video in the tent in middle of Sarek, of course. But please leave a comment. It's interesting to see what you think about this subject. Maybe we learn something from each other. Right now I'm going to pack up all the stuff and fill up my backpack, and then we will try to hike out of this valley. See you next video. Ciao.
Here we go, into the bush.